Today we're talking about the mortgage industry, real estate, and what is going on with the war out there, and how is that affecting the real estate industry right now.
I believe the pent-up demand, I can feel it, it's strong. People want to buy. Just a lot of these geopolitical events, things that happen in the economy, it just forces, or it's just natural that people would take a wait and see approach. Well, let's wait and see. I don't know what they're waiting for.
I was like, what are they waiting for? Like, what is going to change to make this any different? For the clients of mine that sold in the last 2-3 years, that bought with me 15 years ago, they paid $2 something for the house and then sold it for $7. If they had waited to buy, they would have paid $7 for the $2 something. The $7 is going to be 1.1. Like, pull the Band-Aid off, make the move.
Just to get back to what's going on currently with the situation in Iran, we just talked about that housing's always going higher. So why not take an advantage of what's going on today? Because what's going on today has slowed up the market.
Hi everyone, welcome to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Every week we talk about something to help you make a little money, save a little money, or maybe just help you navigate this crazy world that we live in. And as I always say, boy, is it crazy. And, you know, so many different personalities, so many different people, so many different things going on every day in the real estate industry. You really got to stay focused in order to make sure that you can manage every transaction the best way possible. And with new things in the world today, like the war in Iran. I meant Iran. That's what I said.
Say Middle East.
In the Middle East. You know, that's definitely taking a toll on our business. So here with me today is Cliff Bernstein. He is with Fairway Mortgage, which is one of the top mortgage companies in the United States, I was told.
We are a top 10 lender in the country in terms of purchase volume.
So why do people not know who Fairway is?
Like I always say, we're the largest company that no one's ever heard of. And it's because we're not advertising on Super Bowl Sunday. We're not doing a lot of your mainstream advertising, but we're all referral based. So it's really under the QT, but basically 90%, 95% of my business is referral based business. So that's something that, you know, you're going to turn on the TV and see an advertisement as you would for some of these other companies.
So being that you aren't advertising, spending that big money, that would say that you are probably lower in rate.
Yeah, I mean, we put out resources for better pricing for our clients, better technology, all things like that are important in every single in the process.
When you say better technology, can you be a little more specific?
Yes, for example, AI. I just came back from a Fairway trip to Laguna Beach. We could talk about that, but we were discussing, we're reviewing our new AI underwriting. It's incredible. It's just,
really?
It's incredible. Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that it's incredible. You know, can you tell me, or do you know how long they beta tested that? Because the MLS just went through some changes this past week, which has been absolutely...
I heard it was a nightmare.
It still is. Nightmare has not ended quite yet. And AI is looking at properties saying that a property has a fireplace and it doesn't, that they have gas, that they have a water purifier. Like, how would you even know that it has a water purifier, you know? So
yeah, we rolled this out. We rolled this out over a year ago, but we constantly make updates to improve the system because AI is changing on a daily basis. What was the top technology last month is now, you know, according to AI, is antiquated. So we have to constantly upgrade. It's getting better. And it's been tested for the last couple of years, but it's fully rolled out now. 100% of our staff, we're using it, we're engaging with it, and it's just simply such an efficient process. It speeds up turn times, it helps efficiency, productivity. It's amazing.
So basically, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe they're taking somebody's tax returns, they're uploading them into the AI and asking them to see if there's any, like...
Correct. It will read a tax return. So for someone like myself, a seasoned professional who's been doing this for a long time, you know, give me a tax return, give me a simple W-2 employee. It doesn't take long. It could take me a couple of minutes to get through that tax return, from A to Z. I know exactly what the income is, the qualifying income, all that good stuff. But you throw into the mix a couple of different properties, many different LLCs, different companies, Schedule Cs, 10-4,
all that stuff.
all that good stuff, multiple K1s, different type of ownerships, and it could really complicate the situation. But with AI, we could have a qualified income within seconds. Within seconds. I mean, I would have to say many loan officers, and this is through experience. And I remember my first few years in the business back in
you can remember that far back?
Back in 1825, me and Charles Ingalls, we financed Little House on the Prairie.
I was going to say
that was my first closing, Little House on the Prairie. Okay. But it takes time. It's not something you're born with to be able to review a tax return and come up with qualified income. I always tell my friends and my clients, I've basically became a CPA without taking the difficult classes in college.
Right.
Through my experience, reviewing tax returns every single day. But it's a process. But to my point, my prior point, a lot of loan officers out there just don't know how to interpret or read a tax return, and it's a real problem. I can't tell you how many files come to my desk, and they were denied by another lender only because they didn't understand the tax return. And that's serious business. That can't happen. So, with AI, and of course, AI is always there to assist. There's always an underwriter to also double check the work, but it makes the process that much more efficient.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, AI for me, sometimes I feel like it's a little scary. It's not perfect. So it sounds like to me, though, that you have people overlooking what the AI process is doing, so it's not completely AI.
Correct. That's why I feel in my business, it's not going to replace the underwriter. It's there to assist the underwriter in efficiencies and to move the process along.
That makes total sense.
It's just my opinion. But the other day, which was interesting, getting off the topic for a moment with AI, I had to order a prescription. So I called the doctor to order the prescription. I got the AI, and we ordered the prescription all based on AI.
From a doctor's office?
From a doctor's office. And it was waiting for me at Publix an hour and a half later.
But does it have to get a doctor to approve it?
I don't know what goes on their end.
Right.
But, sometimes, I don't know about you, when you have to refill a prescription, you have to call that doctor's office.
Right.
It's not something you're looking forward to do. You're like, I might be here for about 40 minutes, 5-minute process, start to finish.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Wow, that's pretty amazing.
That was great.
I am a little concerned. I think AI does a little too much for us, and I do feel like AI makes it easier for people to sue people. I think AI makes it easier for people to have somebody else write stuff for you.
Yeah.
I think our kids are going to be in a little bit of trouble.
It definitely opens up for the possibility of fraud. And that's a problem that, is an ongoing concern, and it's being worked on, from the college level, writing papers, to FDA approvals on medicines and grants, and phone calls in the middle of the night from asking for money.
Now, can't they take the paper? I don't know, and I know we're like totally off tangent here, but like take the kids' papers and put it through something to see if AI wrote it, maybe?
I'm sure. I mean, plagiarism is a real issue in college, so I'm sure they'll be using some type of AI to combat the AI that other people are using.
Sometimes AI is just taking your words and putting it a little bit more eloquently.
Of course, it's improving the grammar. I mean, I can't tell you, even on social media, the the education people have gotten in the last year or so. They're using semicolons, they're using commas, there's no more run-on sentences. They're geniuses. It's amazing.
Yes,
But yeah.
we are. So we're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, let's talk about the war and how is that affecting us in the market? Because I think it's gotten a little slow, but stay tuned and let's see what happens.
At JK Closing Attorneys, we do all of the same things that a title company does, but with the benefits of being a law office. We can help with residential real estate, short sales, commercial real estate, refinances, 1031 exchanges, and FRIPTA withholding.
Contact JK Closing Attorneys today at 954-332-3111. Again, that is 954-332-3111.
Priority One Credit Union of Florida is a welcoming credit union that makes your financial success our number one priority. We offer lower loan rates, higher deposit rates, and common sense local loan approvals, with nationwide access through shared branching.
Hi, I'm Dina Hennessy, President and CEO at Priority One Credit Union. We are open to the community. Anyone can be a member of our credit union, and we would love to have you.
Contact us today at 954-335-5100. You can also reach us at PriorityOneFL.org. Your financial success is our priority. That's 954-335-5100.
All roads lead home with Fairway Home Mortgage. When it comes to home financing, who you work with matters. At Fairway Home Mortgage, we combine the strength of a national lender with the care and accessibility of local mortgage experts. We offer a wide range of home financing solutions, personalized guidance, and a streamlined process designed to keep things simple, from application to closing. Because at Fairway, home isn't just what we finance, it's what drives everything we do. Connect with Cliff Bernstein, Branch Manager, NMLS number 7853 at 561-213-6852 to see what your options are today. Company NMLS number 2289. This is not an offer to enter into an agreement. Not all customers will qualify. Subject to underwriting approval, other terms and conditions may apply. Equal housing opportunity. Loan Officer NMLS number 7853.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Making Money with Laura Sanders, and I am your host, Laura Sanders. Today we're talking about the mortgage industry, real estate, and what is going on with the war out there, and how is that affecting the real estate industry right now. Now, I am a very busy agent. I do a lot of deals. I am an expert in condo sales, which I don't want to brag about it, but I'm really good about that. It's something that takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of information. I just had somebody give me a deal that I was able to close. I got an offer within 5 days. They were listed with another agent for 4 months. And that was because I knew to review the budget, look at what the association's down payment requirements were, and I was able to use that in my marketing technique. So that does help when someone else tries for 4 months and can't sell it. But in general, the market has been very slow in the condo industry. And now we have what's going on in the out there in the war, which is kind of scary. We have a lot of people that we know, their children are out there right now, and that's scary. So we're definitely praying for them out there. But we have Cliff Bernstein here with Fairway Mortgage, one of the top mortgage companies in the United States, top 10, he says. So I believe him. And what is a good number if people wanted to reach out to you to see if they could refinance, if it is a good time to refinance, or if they're looking to buy?
Best number always 561-213-6852.
Okay, and if you're thinking about buying or selling, or you need to get in touch with Cliff or any other ones of our sponsors, give me a call and I'll connect you at 954-650-0827. And you can always check out my website at laurasell.com. So I definitely have people want to sell their house. So that's good.
Yes.
But do we have people who want to buy their houses?
They want to buy. I believe the pent up demand, I can feel it. It's strong. People want to buy. just a lot of these geopolitical events, things that happen in the economy, it just forces, or it's just natural that people would take a wait and see approach. Well, let's wait and see. I don't know what they're waiting for.
I was like, what are they waiting for? Like, what is going to change to make this any different?
You know, we study history, and the reason we study history, because we tend to history always repeats itself. We've seen this play out before. I mean, real estate is king. In the last, I say it all the time, the last 75 years, there's only been 4 down markets in the last 75 years. Waiting is the worst strategy you can have.
And let's talk about that. So, things that excite me, okay? Things that excite me. I know this is going to be really weird. So, I have a friend that had retired from a corporate job. They were at the corporate job from 18 till 70. They retired at the age of 70, and when they retired, they had about $200,000 in their retirement account.
They were from 18 to 70, same job? Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I was like, this is where we talked about AI earlier. Yeah. This is where I love the things and the quick information you can get from AI. At first I said to AI, tell me, if my friend had put in from 1971 till 2000, or I said from 1971 till now, $100 a month, what would they have today? And they would have had over $2 million. Mm-hmm. But then I said to myself, I think putting $100 away a month in 1971 was probably too much, because that's a lot of money back in 1971, right?
All right.
So I said, what if you put $25 away a month from 1971 till 2000?
Okay.
I don't think in 2000 it was unrealistic to be able to come up with $100 of not going out to eat, not buying drinks for girls, whatever it is that you might do.
Right.
So I said, and then from 2000 till 24, when he retired, you put another $100 away. What would he have today? Mm-hmm. He would have almost $1.1 million, just a little bit under 1.1. Okay. That's a big difference from 200,000. Would you miss $25 a month?
Not at all. Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. You won't.
Would you miss $100 right now?
Not at all. No.
So why are Americans not doing this?
Because it's lack of education. It's lack of knowledge. I'll give an example for my son. For an example, he's a young professional. He's an attorney. He's a young professional, makes a decent living. But you know, as a young individual, you're not focused on the future.
Well, he should be focused.
Well, I'm getting. I'm
redirect him and tell him to.
Of course.
To take that $100 or potluck it, whatever.
Right. Well, you know, these days with rent, rents, especially downtown Miami, in a high rise, he has his car, he has his parking, he has his internet. Fine. And, they go out.
One thing you could get rid of. I'm sure you just make that one sacrifice.
Of course. And then he always feels guilty. Well, Dad, I went out, but drinks are $35, for a drink, $30, this and that, whatever the case. So I told him, Adam, listen, stop feeling guilty. On payday, when you get paid, that's the day you pay yourself. So whenever you get paid, you take a certain amount of that money and you just put it away. This way, if you go out, during the week, within the month and you're spending, you can't feel guilty because you paid yourself already. If you don't have money left over, you're going to learn how to budget a little better, but you're the first one that needs to get paid on payday. Right. Pay yourself. And that's what every American should be doing.
So let's parlay this into real estate. Mm-hmm. For the clients of mine that sold in the last 2-3 years, that bought with me 15 years ago, they paid $2 something for the house and then sold it for $7. If they had waited to buy, they would have paid $7 for the $2 something.
Yes.
The $7 is going to be 1.1. Pull the Band-Aid off. Yeah. Make the move.
It's, paralysis. I don't know what it is. It's insecurity. But if you just look at the history, your roadmap is right in front of you. It's as clear as the nose on your face.
And not that this is factual all the time, but let's say people are like, well, I don't know where my job stands. But you have a job today, don't you?
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Right. Of
So
course.
do you have children? You have to live somewhere, don't you?
Yeah.
So do you think that the landlord's going to get you out faster than the mortgage company? Of course.
It's
It's easier to get evicted out
easier
than to get evicted by the mortgage company.
and we
It's a lot longer process.
and we know that from 2008.
Well, that was a little bit above and beyond because of, they lost notes and like that. There are people still out there today that still have not been foreclosed that still
Since that
have.
time.
Yeah.
Right. It's incredible, but not, but if you're renting, they'll have you out. They'll have you what, within
Plus
weeks?
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, well, 2 months or less. Depends.
They post it
If it's-
and then
yeah,
they get out.
yeah,
That's it.
and then it's usually like 30 days. And
Yeah.
if it's Christmas time or Hanukkah, I don't even know that they even care if it's Hanukkah, but Christmas time, they don't. If it's Thanksgiving time, the judge will give them time. They do not push you out during the holidays. But other than that, it's like,
Right. So, and just to get back to, what's going on currently today with the situation in Iran, and we just talked about that housing's always going higher. So why not take an advantage of what's going on today? Because what's going on today has slowed up the market.
yeah.
To me, I see the market has slowed down because everyone's taking that wait and see approach now. Well, we'll wait until this conflict ends and then so what are you going to do? You're going to wait when everybody else is going out to look at the same house? Go out now.
And you'll pay more, yeah.
Some of the sellers psychologically are going to be a little more, they're getting less buyers, so they might say, hey, let me take this offer. You're going to get a better price on the house. The process is going to be a lot easier. Or you could just wait for this to resolve until times are great, and then
When are they
everybody.
ever going to be great? Have they ever really been great? Let's be honest with each other. Like, life is life, and it's
Back in
cycles
high
and
school was
things-
pretty great.
Speak for yourself. I'm not all about high school. I think that, I was more about my 20s.
Right.
And boy, did I look good.
And that was great too. And you
Yeah,
still look
that
good.
was great. Yeah, no, that was just fantastic. So, what are you seeing in rates right now
Okay.
compared to, let's say, before the whole war, which that was probably about right at the end of February. So here we are, mid-March.
Right. We were heading in a nice direction prior to the situation going on, but because of what's going on in Iran, it's actually caused an increase in oil prices. So an increase in oil prices, very inflationary. And because of those inflationary conditions, it caused a sell-off in the bond market. And when bonds are being sold, bond prices go down and mortgage rates go up and interest rates go up. Direct correlation. So, to answer the question, over the last couple weeks, we've seen an increase in mortgage rates.
So what would you say an FHA rate is today? Today,
FHA, apples to apples, decent credit, the minimum down payment for FHA, 3.5%. You could still do around 5.99%.
Okay.
Or get into the fives on FHA. So it's not a bad situation. Historically, that's low.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that some people were telling me that probably about sometime in January, they were calling everybody about refinancing, and people got locked in at a good rate for refi.
We had a 3-hour refinance boom. It was a 3-hour boom.
So if you didn't answer back,
If you didn't answer the phone, you missed it.
wow.
But again, even at that point, I was making the calls for my clients because I feel rates are coming down a little more. There were some that their rates were elevated to a point where the benefits definitely made sense. But for my clients that were locked in the mid sixes, anything like that, I'm not calling them up to to recommend to refinance. It's
right.
just
It needs to make sense.
to me, the benefit's just not there. I was just having the conversations, and we were getting to that point. And for some, it was a huge benefit to refinance about 2-3 weeks ago. And we'll get back to that point.
Yeah, I
But-
think the conversations need to keep happening. So
Yeah.
if you're hearing him, the conversation, and you can give him a call,
Yeah.
have the conversation, because when it's time to pull the trigger, you want to be ready.
You wanna be
have
ready.
that list. What do I need? How fast do I need to get it to you? Because you want to be able to lock it.
Right, and have an idea in your mind. Don't let anybody else talk you into it or talk to you about what's best for you. You know what's best for you. So understand what your payment is now. Look at your budget, look at your expenses, and just write down a number. What monthly savings will make sense for me to refinance? Figuring my cost on a refinance, it's going to be at least 2% of your loan amount, 2 to 3% of your loan amount. So rolled in, of course, you could roll that in, albeit still an expense, but you have to justify that. Have to justify it with a savings that's going to be worth it for you.
Right. Wow. Well, what is a good number again? Because I always want to make sure people are able to reach out to you.
Best number always 561-213-6852.
All right. And if you're looking for a top realtor that can help you, whether it's selling a condo, buying a home, or selling your home and making sure that it's staged, showing in its best light possible, give me a call, Laura Sanders with Remax Direct at 954-650-0827. And like always, want to thank you for listening to Making Money with Laura Sanders. And until next week, make it a great one.